session today. If you're interested in knowing about techniques, tricks for language learning, check us out on social media. We've also got a website that has a blog and a podcast, and we also offer 7 or 8 languages now. You can take classes with us. I teach French, German, Chinese, Japanese, as well as English. So let's jump right in. Italian, Duolingo. First topic is plurals.
I libri.
L'alunno.
Il libro. I libri.
Plural masculine article E is the basic form.
I libri. Il burro. Le gatte.
Le gatte. Pronounce those double consonant letters nice and long.
Loro leggono i giornali.
They read the plural article there and plural noun form, newspapers. Same word order as English.
Io non mangio gli animali.
I don't mangio the animals. Definite plural. So here we see a different, it's also masculine
Gli
noun.
animali. Animali.
But because this noun doesn't start with a single consonant sound, see this other form, an alternate.
Gli.
Gli. The G is showing that it's a little lighter sound of an L. It's not glee. Loro leggono I giornali. Giornali. Giornale. This is the suffix for your basic feminine noun, ending in a in the singular.
Lei ha I piatti.
She, lei, has. Oh, I just noticed. A.
Lei.
We just add the letter S, and that's the English. Has the plates. Loro sono, they are, pesci, I think is the plural. Well, I don't see why that's wrong. Maybe loro only for humans? I'm gonna give him a nudge that should be accepted. I cavalli, cavalli, horses, bevono, drink, latte. I cavalli bevono il latte, also possible, with the article. Sono, I'm going to leave out the word for they, pesci. Sono can also mean I am. Homophony. Not too interested in the streak itself, but my ranking. Wow, she's way ahead there. Way to go. Let me just, for those of you who are new, point out that what I'm doing here is I want to show you how powerful and fun Duolingo is, and I'm learning all of the nearly all of the language courses that it offers. A couple exceptions, but it's must be north of 30 now, and I'm trying to add commentary to explain what we're seeing here and there. If you've got questions or comments, I welcome them here on Twitch and on YouTube too. We'll be uploading all of these videos that we make to YouTube. But Twitter is probably the best way to reach me if it's not here on Twitch. Let me go to my channel and say, where's my chat? That's what I want. Taking requests for what language? So please reach out to me with that if you've got any that you're especially interested in. I want to be available for you. Okay. The cats, I gatti, the basic form.
I gatti.
Gatto, singular. This noun starts with just a single consonant, so it's going to be il, singular, I, plural.
Le bottiglie.
This is the feminine plural suffix here on
Bottiglie.
the bottles.
Il cuoco ha le bottiglie.
Il cuoco, the cook. The H is always silent.
Il cuoco ha le bottiglie.
As the bottles. Botti, again, the G is there to show the quality of the L and not bottiglia. It's not
Gli insetti bevono acqua.
a masculine noun.
Bevono. Insetti.
Doesn't start with a single consonant, starts with a vowel. It's going to be the li form. Sex, drink water.
La donna mangia mele.
The lady, the woman, mangia, she eats Mele, apples, plural.
Loro sono cuochi.
Cuochi. So cuoco, we just saw the singular. A CHI spelling shows that it's a key sound as opposed to CI, which is chi. So we keep the sound constant in most of these nouns. There's exceptions. They are cooks. The birds. Oh, okay. Not pássaro. Bird. Don't recall Italian for bird. Uccelli. I wouldn't have remembered that. Now this starts with a vowel, so it's going to be the li form, assuming it's masculine, which it should be, because it's uccelli. We see the masculine plural suffix. The singular form is the one below, ending in O. O singular, E. Not letter E, but sound E, vowel letter I. It shows plural. The glasses. I bicchieri. I think that's related to our word beakers. And what I'd like to do is just finish a whole circle, one of these, and then maybe either go on to another unit, another chapter, or switch language courses to show the variety here.
Sono polli.
Chicken.
Sono farfalle.
Are bow ties, butterflies,
Farfalle.
like the pasta, named for their shape. They are butterflies.
Le ragazze mangiano le torte.
That was what I thought of bow ties, because they're also shaped like that. Le ragazze, the girls,
Mangiano torte.
the cakes. Mangiano le torte. The girls, the cakes. I think it's also good to repeat these after we hear them.
Le ragazze mangiano le torte.
Le ragazze
Mangiano.
le torte. So these third plural verb forms,
Mangiano.
ending in, well, ANO here, maybe other vowels.
Mangiano.
They look like they might be stressed like mangiano.
Torte.
They never are. Mangiano. The stem is always before the person marking suffix.
Le banane.
So banana, spelled just like our word, is the singular. Feminine ends in A. We replace it with the letter E, sound E, to show plural, the bananas.
Le mucche.
Mucche. Thank you. No, thank you. Le mucche.
Mucche.
Okay. Looks like the Irish word for pig and the German word for mosquito. Always an animal word. The cows. Tells me that mucca would be the singular feminine.
I biscotti.
The cookies. Biscotto means twice cooked. However, biscuit comes from the French cousin of this word. Okay, elefante. It's going to be a E suffix, and since it doesn't start with a single consonant, I'm going to write the li form of the article. Elefanti bevono. So not bevono, bevono. Accent the stem. Acqua. Needs a word space. Gli elefanti bevono l'acqua. They are chocolate cookies. I'm going to have no pronoun. Start with the verb sono. Biscotti al cioccolato. Let me check the spelling. Double C. Ciocco. C. Lato. And this chocolate part is not going to be pluralized because it's not chocolates, cookies. Biscuits or cookies with the chocolate. Benvenuto. Alright, let's do one more of these.
I gatti.
Masculine plural.
Le gatte.
Feminine plural. Female cats.
I cani.
The dog. Cano starts with a single consonant. So the article in the plural is just E.
Le forchette sono nel piatto.
Nel really means in the, but we will say the forks. Le forchette sono nel piatto. Forks are on the plate in English. Different preposition choice.
Le forchette.
Excuse me.
Le forchette.
Here too, the H is just showing it's not che in the middle.
Forchette.
But che. Le forchette.
Io ho I panini.
We're saying sandwiches. Plural form.
Non sono caramelle.
They are not sweets. candies.
Noi non mangiamo caramelle.
Noi non mangiamo. Here's the we form of the verb. And noi means we.
Noi non mangiamo caramelle.
We do not eat candies. I write to the children. Scrivo to the. Probably going to be fusion. Alle. Oh, what is it? Children. Ragazzi. Ai ragazzi. Ai. And that's a fusion of a to and the article e. A-e. No change, they're just stuck together. Ai ragazzi, which Italian likes to do. Another language that likes to do it is Irish. Fusing preposition with article. He reads to the boys. He would be lui. Let's add it. Well, we can drop it too. Legge, I think. Ai ragazzi. And we'll note that this ragazzi can mean either children of both genders or all genders. Well, gender really comes from grammar. Italian and the Romance languages have masculine nouns, feminine nouns. Sometimes it's arbitrary. If it refers to a human, it's generally going to line up well with what we call natural gender. Ai ragazzi. So my point is, it could be either exclusively masculine, boys, or indeterminate, just non-feminine. Basta. Mingo. Molto bene. Alright, I generally don't recommend doing closely related languages back to back, so let's switch to Finnish. I think we're just starting out on this Finnish course. Let's see. Maybe let's review the hello unit. Finnish, spoken in Finland and the north of Europe, unrelated to most of the languages of Europe.
Joni.
Joni, and there's a really close match between spelling and sound. Let's contrast the y consonant sound here
Joni.
with the vowel e.
Ioni.
Ioni is 3 beats.
Joni.
Joni is just 2. Okay. Minä, I am, olen, Joni. Word order just like ours.
Minä.
Minä.
Minä. Minä olen Roosa.
Minä. I, olen, am, Rosa maybe.
Minä olen Roosa.
Voiceless.
Otso.
Otso. Also a name.
Otso. Olen.
Olen.
Olen. Olin. Oulun.
So you can hear every letter that's written has its corresponding sound when we say it aloud.
Alin. Olin. Olen. Olen.
Means I am. Minä. Olen. Olin. Confused me seeing it with I and with E. Joni. Okay, it's a nice review. Let's just do bits and pieces.
Anna.
So listen to the long N here.
Anna.
Anna. 3 beats total in that word. Na.
Anja.
Anja.
Anna.
Much shorter. 2 beats. Anna.
Anna.
So the umlaut, that's the 2 dots above the A. That shows us instead of A, say eh.
Anna. Anna.
Nice long N there. Similar to Italian, there too, lengthen those double letter consonant sounds. Matti, ja. And Lisa.
Matti.
Matti, long T.
Matti.
Yay. Yay. Okay, good luck. Kippis. Onnea.
Jee.
I haven't looked at Finnish in, I think, a couple weeks now.
Jee. Jää.
Yeah. We open the jaw a little wider for this A umlaut.
Jee.
Yeah, it's mid-vowel. Mid-open. Welcome and good luck. Terve ja onnea. Tervetuloa.
Tervetuloa. Jee.
Tervetuloa, welcome. Je tuloa. Yay. Welcome. Tervetuloa ja onnea. stick on this.
Paljon.
Paljon.
Pallon. Paljon.
Matti, sinä olet hauska. Hauska. Sinä. You are. Okay, Matti. You, sinä, olet are funny.
Kippis.
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 Funny. Hauska. Hauska.
Hauska. Haukka. Hauska.
Well. You're saying for well. No. Kippis. Cheers. Kippis. Ja. Best wishes. Paljon onnea. Paljon onnea. My associate's a little grumpy today, as you can hear. You're not sick, are you? He's just a big grumpy pants. Okay, let's go back to Italian. Oh, and let me see. Any word has come in? Not yet. Gli animali. Il cane.
Il cavallo. Il topo.
Topo.
Il cane.
Not cano. I said cano earlier. Cane. Different inflection class in Latin and Italian.
Il cavallo. Il gatto.
L'uccello.
Uccello.
Il topo mangia lo zucchero.
Mouse or rat?
Topo.
The mouse. Il topo mangia lo zucchero. The mouse eats. Okay, so remember, il is the basic singular masculine article. Zucchero, however, it's masculine, as suggested by the final O, but Z represents a double sound, either ts or z. And so, we'll put lo instead of il. We don't say il zucchero, but lo, the sugar. So Z is a single letter, two sounds though, as in pizza also. Two letters there, of course. German too, the Z is pronounced as a ts. Many languages do that. Chinese too. Ooh.
L'uccello.
L'uccello.
Il cavallo.
Il cavallo.
La scimmia.
La scimmia. That's interesting. Simia in Latin with a plain S, as palatalized here.
Una scimmia mangia una banana.
Una scimmia mangia una banana. A monkey eats a banana. Il gatto.
Il gatto.
The animal drinks water. So. Oh. Did that enter too soon? Un cavallo. Cavallo. E. Accented. Un animale. The animal drinks water. L'animale. Beve. I'm going to put the particle. L'acqua. So this L apostrophe in a masculine noun, it's not il, it means the same. It's going to be that lo variant that we saw with zucchero, and then it loses its vowel, put the apostrophe, and they fuse. L'animale. As in French. Spanish doesn't contract like that, though, interestingly.
Il delfino.
Delfino.
L'ape.
The bee.
La formica.
Formica is the ant. Formica. Any requests yet? No.
Il delfino. La mucca.
La mucca. Long K sound.
Il leone.
Leone.
È una farfalla.
È una farfalla. We need to put a pronoun in English. We can't just say is a butterfly. It's not quite enough. Farfalla. Right.
Il delfino.
Delfino. L'ape.
L'ape.
Io ho l'ape.
Io, I. O means have. The bee, l'ape. The cow, la mucca, beve. The bear, l'orso, I think. L'osso, orso, mangia. Perfetto.
L'anatra.
L'anatra. Nice.
L'elefante.
Elefante, consonant stem.
Lo squalo.
So a masculine one, S, Q, and U, because U represents a W, which is also sort of consonant. But anyway, we have more than one sound and letter, squa, so we'll choose lo instead of il in the singular. Lo squalo.
Il serpente.
Il serpente.
L'elefante.
L'elefante. And the L apostrophe stands for lo also, losing its vowel.
Tu sei un ragazzo. Io sono un uomo.
Tu sei un ragazzo. Io sono un uomo. You are a boy. I am a man.
Lo squalo mangia.
The squalo mangia. The shark eats.
Il serpente. L'anatra.
L'anatra.
La mosca.
Mosca is the fly. L'anatra.
L'anatra. Il cuoco cucina un serpente.
Yum. Il cuoco cucina un serpente. The cook cooks a snake. The insect is in the butter. L'insetto. È accented. Nello burro. And this nello is a fusion of in and the. Nel. In. And we can see the old form of the article was ille, illo, with lowering of the vowel. Ello. Nel. Oops. Yeah, it would have the O there if it were a double consonant in the noun, in the following word. Spider. Aragna. What's spider in Italian? Ragno. Okay, it loses a syllable there. The spider is an animal. Il ragno, right? Il ragno. Single consonant. Ragno. E. Maybe we could say just animale, but I'm going to put the article. Un animale. L'insetto. E with the accent. Nel means in the burro. Okay. Lo zoo. Remember Z is a double sound, double consonant.
Lo zoo.
Lo instead of il, it's masculine.
Il pinguino.
Il pinguino.
La tartaruga.
Tartaruga.
Lo zoo.
Zoo.
Lo zoo. La tartaruga.
Il lupo.
Lupo.
La tartaruga.
Wolf.
L'animale è nello zoo.
Here we have nello because that Z is a double consonant sound. The animal. L'animale è nello zoo. The animal is in the zoo.
La tartaruga.
Tartaruga.
La tigre.
Tigre. Interesting that it's feminine.
Il pinguino.
Pinguino. This word penguin comes from Welsh. It means white head. Having a white head. Although this one doesn't.
Il toro.
Toro.
È una tigre.
È una tigre. It is a tiger. Whale. Balena in Italian. In Latin. Una balena. It is a wolf. I'll just start because it's not human. È un lupo. Okay, maybe some more Finnish. Oh, and let me start my notes for today. Day 25 of my streaming. Hope you're enjoying. 19th. Coldest winter in Texas in my lifetime. Let's see. We're doing mainly Italian. We also did Finnish. basics real quick. Review.
Mies. Mies.
Mies, I think means man.
Mies.
Hen on mies. He is a man. We don't need a word for in Finnish. On is that third singular form of the verb to be. We saw olen, olet, and on in the singular.
Hän.
Hen.
Haan. Hän.
Hen long.
Hän.
Short. And I think that was
Hän.
what this was. So this pronoun hen happens, I think it's just a coincidence, happens to look like the Scandinavian, I shouldn't say Scandinavian, Finnish is also Scandinavian, the Swedish word and the Danish word for he, hen, han. But they're not related languages. Hen on mies. He is a man. Hen on mies.
Liisa on nainen.
Liisa on. Liisa is nainen. A woman. Nainen. Sinä olet onnea hauska. Aina hauska. Ooh. I think aina makes more sense. Hauska, funny. Always. Aina. Yeah. Aino on aina mukava is always nice. Let's go ahead and finish this one out.
Hilla.
Hilla.
Hilla. Hilla.
Long L sound there. Lapsi, child. Or a child, I would say.
Velho.
Velho.
Verho.
It's that trilled R at the tip of the tongue.
Velho.
It's also at the tip of the tongue, but it's a lateral sound. Joni is handsome. Joni on. So not kaunis. What do we say for handsome? Komea, like comely. Komea.
Minä olen velho.
Minne should be with that A umlaut. Olen. I guess that's a name. I am velho. I am a wizard. Velho, yeah. Wizard, velho. Hilla is always beautiful. Hilla on aina. Beautiful is kaunis. A loan word from an earlier stage of the Germanic family. It's related to the German schön. Jonni. Jonni is a child. Jonni on. Just saw a child. What is it? Lapsi. Hilla is really funny. Hilla on todella. And funny was hauska, right? Been several weeks since I looked at Pardon me for repeating myself. Okay, maybe a third language for today's stream. Time for some French. Closely related to Italian, of course. 2,000 years ago, they were the same language, to the extent they existed. They go back to the same speech community and have diverged since the breakup of the Roman Empire. French has seen quite a few sound changes and sort of cycling through of vocabulary, but the basic structure is very close to Italian. Let's do les gens.
Tu habites à Berlin?
And one thing we can notice in French is that
Habite.
final consonants there tend to be dropped in the sound. This is, do you live? Tu habites à Berlin? Do you live in Berlin? I just mentioned that I haven't learned all my French from Duolingo. I took it for many, many years back in grade school. Let's see, at least 6 years there, and have dealt with it some since then.
J'étudie beaucoup.
J'étudie beaucoup. I study a lot.
J'habite à Bordeaux.
De Bordeaux. I live in Bordeaux is a city. Bordeaux.
J'habite à Berlin.
J'habite. I live. Ah, has this accented A. Berlin. I live in Berlin.
J'ai.
G is
J'ai.
meaningless, but that's what it would be. I am study. J'étudie. So the basic form for I is je, J-E, and if the verb that it's with starts with a vowel sound, drop that E vowel and they fuse together. J'habite. I live in Berlin. J'habite. And one way I like to discuss this is the final E, which is itself silent, allows the T before it to be heard. A means at or in. Berlin. J'habite Berlin. Do you live in Berlin? Tu habites. Same sound, basically, as the I form of the verb. Silent S at the end. Tu habites à Berlin. Has the same word order as a statement. There's a couple ways, at least 3, to form a question in French. We can just keep that word order the same. $16.49. Still nowhere close to your $21.17. Let's do the whole circle. The student is l'étudiant.
L'étudiant.
Okay, so this is actually a really parallel word, student, though it looks quite different. It used to be studiantem, and then initial clusters kind of fell out of style, and people inserted an e, like in Spanish, estudiante, and then the S sound was dropped. So étudiant is the outcome.
Oui, je travaille à Paris.
Je travaille à Paris. Yes, I work in Paris.
Je travaille.
Je travaille. I work.
Ici.
Ici means here.
Tu travailles à Paris?
Travaille à Paris. Do you work in Paris?
Une étudiante.
Okay, feminine form. Remember in Italian, the feminine nouns had a final A, letter A. Final A became an E in French and then generally silent.
Étudiante.
Same thing on the article. Une étudiante. If we were singing French, there you'll often still hear the schwa sound, E, but in colloquial speech, the sound is just left off. A female student. Marie is a student. Marie est. Okay, and we could put une, but I'm going to leave it off. Marie est étudiante. Marie est étudiante. This T, I think it's like optionally pronounced. Don't speak or listen to French enough to really have a firm preference there. A student. Un étudiant. I'll just use the default masculine form. Étudiant. So the T is dropped, this final one. N is not heard as a N. When it follows a vowel letter like this within a syllable, it will nasalize the vowel we say. Instead of A, it's an O sound. Étudiant. Three more. Spain. L'Espagne.
L'Espagne.
Say the Spain.
Oui, en Espagne.
Yes. Oui, en Espagne. Yes, in Spain.
Oui, en Angleterre.
Oui, en Angleterre. Yes, in England.
En Angleterre.
En Angleterre.
Avec toi.
Avec toi. With you.
J'habite en Europe.
J'habite en Europe. I live in Europe. You live with you live with the horse? Tu habites. That final S shows who the subject is. Avec un cheval. Cheval. I am in Europe. Je suis en Europe. Je suis en Europe. So, an important phenomenon in French, when we put things together into phrases and sentences, those lost final sounds will often reappear. We don't say je suis, we could say je suis en. We might also say je suis en Europe. Alright, take a quick break, let my ally here take over for a moment. In my library. Today we're going to do some Norwegian, and if you don't already know, Lango Institute is here to help you learn languages, any number of them, using the tools that linguists know. So, please give us a follow. Look for us on social media. Look up our blog. And if there's any languages you particularly would like to see me do, since I'm doing them all, I'm taking requests. But I thought we'd make Norwegian today's theme. Oh, I need to set this up. Today is the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day also, everyone. To separate that. Okay. Day 21 already. 3 weeks of streaming with a couple days off. So, anyway, enough of me chatting here. Let's get on with the show. Definite plural is our theme. Definite means that a noun or noun phrase is known to speaker and hearer. The identity is known, and we use the word the in English. It's this one word to show definiteness.
Kattene.
Ne. Kat. I don't know what the indefinite plural would be. But this ene suffix seems to mark plural definite.
Kattene.
Men. Guttene.
That's boy. The boy.
Gutten liker kattene.
So that's the singular definite. The boy. Merci, mon ami. Let's continue. Got any more French left for this cycle? Oui. Il y en a. Any comments yet? Nope. Still accept. Well, anytime I'm
Tu
here.
étudies avec Duo.
Let me know what languages you're most interested in. We'll do those. Tu étudies avec Duo. You study with Duo.
Il travaille beaucoup.
Travaille beaucoup. He works a lot.
Il travaille à New York.
Il travaille à... Oh, that's cool. They give us an ash for French. Don't know what words use that. New York.
Non, merci.
Merci. No, thanks.
Elle habite ici.
Elle habite ici. She lives here.
Marie étudie à New York.
Marie étudie à New York. Marie works in New York.
Aille.
Aïe.
Aille.
No.
Aille.
Double L in French generally is a y. Brilliant.
On.
Hear that nasal quality, right? So the it's behind my nose. I have a resonant cavity, and with these nasal syllables, like
On.
I'm allowing air to flow through my nose. It gives it that peculiar resonance.
Marie étudie à New York.
Studies. I may have said lives. Marie étudie studies à New York. There we go. Okay, last one for this little circle. We did 16. Moving on up. France. La France.
La France. Le professeur.
Could also just mean teacher.
Je suis en France.
Je suis en France. I am in France.
Une université.
Une université. A university.
Une journaliste.
Une journaliste. This is a feminine form, but we will just say a journalist.
J'habite en Italie.
J'habite en Italie. I live in Italy. A journaliste. Put the masculine just for exposure. And journaliste is going to be spelled the same, the noun itself, and the article, this little word for a, shows the difference. Un journaliste masculin, une journaliste féminin. A French university, and the word order is going to be article, noun, and then the adjective following. Une université, accent, française, because it's inherently French. Française, feminine rather, not inherently French. Meaning is French, form is feminine. Okay, I have a desire for some Irish. doing that a bit yesterday. Français, Irlandais. Delightful, challenging language. And one of the few in Europe that is endangered, unfortunately. Not enough children are growing up speaking a language. And it's been a while here. Oh, I wish we could hear it. Ian for bird. Alright, gracias. I'm expecting someone soon. I may have to interrupt this lesson, so please don't be too dismayed. Should be back tomorrow. Madra is a duck. Elephant, elephant.
Tá capall agat.
Capel agate. So word by word, it is horse to you. Means you have a horse. And there's no word for bird.
An lacha.
Is a duck, I think. Yep. Oh, an looks like our indefinite, but it's the duck.
An lacha.
CH is a an lacha. An cat means the cat. The seal eats an apple. So, in Irish, we always put the verb, no, almost always. In a declarative sentence like this, yes, we will put the verb first. Ichen. Then the subject. An roan. And then an apple. We don't need a word for a. Just ul. U-L-L. The accent mark above a vowel shows that it's a long one in sound. The turtle eats an apple, same verb, ichen, an torter, ul, again. Okay, put the plural form, T-U-R-T-A-R. Ichen, an torter, ul. Yep. Oh, sorry. Lost you. Luch, mouse. Crab, portan.
Alchawan.
BH shows that it's a B-like sound, but with incomplete closure.
Alchawan.
Oh, yeah.
Envy.
Just means AI, two vowel letters, single sound. And MH has a weakened M, which becomes like a V. NV.
An bear.
Bear, you won't be surprised to know this means the bear.
Bear.
Accent for length. The spider, Antoine. Allah. That's a compound word. Oh, should be a, yeah, MH, V, and BH also is V. So I've confused them here. Should be the MH one. Curious about the source of this word, so let me turn to Wiktionary here. The fierce little stag is what it means. So, which part is, must be stag for the first one. Oh, so maybe it's from the verb of taming. Wild. Alage. Davan. Calf or fawn. Old Irish. Undomesticated. Fierce little stag. Love it. Wiktionary is a really wonderful resource. Recommended highly. We'll often include the origin, but not always. You have the spider. We will say, is the spider to you. Ta, there's two verbs for be. one temporary, I think, and one more permanent being. Ta'an, dawan, long vowel. Alla, agat. Alla, agat.
Lauren an fia gaelge.
That's it. The deer. Laurian means speak. So it's the deer. Laurian an fia gaelge. The deer speaks Irish.
Tá pata agam.
Pet. I'm guessing this is pet. Is pet to me, at me. I have a pet.
Tá an féileán agat.
Féileán agat. Féileán. Butterfly.
Tá an féileán agat.
Féileán agat. You have a butterfly. The butterfly. Oh, I got misled again. That's the way a friend of mine mistook the word misled. Misled. You have the butterfly. Let's look this one up. Féileán. Sometimes knowing the origin of a thing helps me remember the form and meaning. Etalachan, little flying creature. Etalach may be related to the word for bird. And then it's diminutive on, maybe. Flying that flies. Where does the F come from? Féileán. Interesting that the ch gave way to a k. Interesting prehistory there of Irish.
An cunín.
Maybe a bunny? Rabbit. The bunny, the rabbit. Let's hear it again.
An cunín.
Clinging.
Tá monkey agat.
A monkey agat. You have the monkey. So you'll note the A sound in this word.
Tá monkey agat.
It's not monkey, it's not really pronounced. It's there to show the quality of the consonant. K. Silly me.
Tá tiger agam.
Tiger agam. I have a tiger.
Ólan an sionnach isce.
The fox. The fox drinks water. Olan an shunnach ishke.
Ólan an sionnach isce.
Olan an shunnach ishke.
Tá an féileán agat.
An féileán agat. You have, it is to you, the butterfly.
Tá monkey agat.
Monkey agat. You have a monkey. Definiteness gets you sometimes. So that's a little taste of Irish. Not the easiest one that I've learned on here, but a fun, delightful language. Okay, our theme one for today is Italian. Let's get back to that. Food time.
Il limone.
La fragola.
Fragola.
La bistecca.
And I just want to point out many nouns that we've seen today are masculine and they have a final eh sound instead of the more common o. Don't be put off by that. It just means that in Latin the stem ended in a consonant as opposed to a vowel.
Dolce.
La marmellata.
Marmellata. Marmellata.
Il limone. Io taglio l'arancia.
Taglio l'arancia. I cut. Io taglio. It's the verb of cutting. L'arancia, the orange. La fragola.
La fragola.
Io ho una fragola.
Io ho una fragola. We get a nice sequence of
Io
vowel
ho.
sounds here at the first half of this one. I have a strawberry. This word fragola is a bit like German for question. In the Italian class, where I went to high school in Germany, they used to jokingly use fragola for question. Ho una fragola. The real word is domanda. Dessert.
La macchina.
Macchina.
Il palazzo.
Apartment building.
Dolce.
They eat the jam. Loro mangiano la marmellata. We drink lemonade. Beviamo limonata. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Please let me know, drop me a little message if there are any languages you're particularly interested in observing. I'm here to do them all. I've started all of the natural languages, that is not made up ones, that are taught through English. I'm also happy to start Guarani and Catalan, which are taught through Spanish. I'm even happy to do the conlangs, the artificial constructed languages. Those are fun too. But my priority, my main interest is on the actual natural languages. Doing Italian right now. Il tè.
Il tè.
The ice. Il ghiaccio.
Il ghiaccio.
So our word glacier is related. Glass, maybe. Glass, probably not.
Io ho fame.
Io ho fame. I have hunger, literally. We'll say I'm hungry. Il succo.
Il succo.
Lui beve il succo.
Lui beve il succo.
Lei ha una griglia.
Lei ha una griglia. She has a grill. Taste. Okay. Il saporo è dolce. Sapore. Like savor. E, to be, is. Dolce, rather, not dolce. Dolce. Il gusto, also for taste. The woman has the ingredient. La donna ha. And because this one starts with a vowel, we'll see the contracted form. L'ingrediente. Magnifico. A lot of food lessons, 7 of them. We're going to keep going. Il coltello.
Il coltello.
La cucina.
Il menù. Il coltello.
Coltello. La cucina.
La cucina.
La finestra.
Finestra. It's interesting that it's a fi in the first.
La cucina.
Forno, oven.
Io mangio un pasto.
Mangio un pasto. A cake.
Pasto.
Meal. Oh, it all makes sense now. That's antipasto, before meal. I eat a meal. Io mangio un pasto. Basta. The lunch is il pranzo.
Il pranzo.
So, she has a voiced sound there. I think that's computer generated, but it sounds feminine, so I'll say she. Prandium in Latin. The D-I vowel, that's just sort of contracted into a z.
Io mangio il pranzo.
Io mangio il pranzo. I eat the lunch. The meat. La carne.
L'acido.
L'acido.
Il pranzo. La carne.
We read the menu. I think it's leggiamo. Il menù. We read the menu. The lemon is an acidic ingredient. Il citrone è un ingrediente acetico? Acido. Oh, limone, rather. Il limone è un ingrediente acido. Limone. Okay, thank you for accepting it, though. So nice. La cipolla.
La patata. Il pepe.
So one important thing to note when we're listening to these words is which syllable is the most prominent or accented.
La cipolla.
Cipolla. Not cipolla, but cipolla. Often that double consonant is going to follow or be at the end of that prominent syllable.
La patata.
La pasta. Il maiale.
Maiale. Maybe ham? I don't know.
La patata.
Maiale. I'm gonna look that up. Maiale. Where it comes from. What it means. Also good to know. So the etymology means history of a word. Maialis from the goddess name. Maiale. Pig or pork. Plural of maiala, sow. And some other less pleasant meanings. Let's not linger on that.
Io ho una ricetta nel libro.
Io ho una ricetta nel libro. I have a recipe. Related word, ricetta. Nel is a fusion of in the. Libro, book. The pasta, la pasta.
La pasta.
That one is pasta. Pasto is meal. L'olio.
L'olio. Il maiale. L'olio. L'olio è nel bicchiere.
L'olio è nel bicchiere. The oil is in the cup. Glass. I cook the pork in milk. Io cuoco. Was it la maiale? Il maiale. In milk. So latte. I think masculine. Let me guess. Nel latte. Cucino. Oh, not cuoco. That's the cook, the noun. We want the verb cucino il maiale nel latte. I'm going to hold on to this one. Not to cheat in a second when it asks me this again, but just for sort of reference. Cucino il maiale. Let me annotate. M is pork. That's a new word for me today. Nel latte. And there it's good to hold on to the fact that milk is masculine, as in French, le lait, du lait. But in Spanish it's feminine, right? Leche. So sometimes nouns will change their gender. Feminine, leche. The very same noun from Latin, lactem. Let's look up. It was lac in the nominative. The Latin noun. So these entries always start off with the English, if the word exists in English, and then other languages that have such a word alphabetically. Lac is neuter. Aha! And neuter was, of course, lost. Neuter nouns of Latin generally merge with masculine, but we see an exception here with Spanish. Glacts. That's cool. From glact. Bit of a hard one. Gala. Wow. Armenian. Waigali. I've never heard of this language. What is that? Nuristan, Afghanistan. How many speakers? 12,000. Waigali. Interesting that it's cited here. Zor is a so some really wild-looking divergent reflexes, we call them, descendants of a reconstructed form. Hittite galaktar. Galactos. I've never seen this reconstruction. That's a new one for me. Looks good. Cook the pork in milk. Yum yum. The ingredient is the pepper. L'ingrediente. Ingrediente. Okay, pepper. Pepe. I'm gonna guess that it's masculine. See. I cook the pork. Cucino. Okay, I am gonna cheat. See if it's masculine or feminine. Il maiale. And nel latte. Please consider giving us a follow if you enjoy what you're seeing. And again, I'm doing all of the natural languages offered through English. And I'm happy to do the other ones that I can here on Duolingo if there's interest. Il ristorante. Oh,
La salsiccia.
salsiccia.
Il ristorante.
L'insalata.
L'insalata. La zuppa. L'insalata.
Sale, masculine.
Lei non mangia riso.
Non mangia riso. She does not eat rice.
Il sale, la zuppa, il panino.
Panino. La zuppa.
La zuppa. La zuppa bolle.
Zuppa bolle. The soup is boiling. Bolle. What would be the infinitive? That's another thing that Wiktionary is useful for. It will tell you such things. You can look up an inflected form. Bolle, and I want the Italian one. Plural of bolle, okay. It's not quite getting it, actually. Bollire. How nice. The cook has a sausage. Il cuoco ha una salsiccia. I think that's the word, yeah. The ingredient is salt. L'ingrediente è sale. Or il sale. Molto bene. Still no requests. Okay, like I mentioned, I might have to go here in a few minutes when company arrives, but I'm going to keep going till then.
Il tacchino.
Tacchino, turkey.
Il cucchiaio.
Cucchiaio, spoon. Wow, what a word. Cucchiaio.
Il pomodoro.
Which I think means, or meant at one time, the apple of gold. Let's look that up. Pomodoro. Pomodoro. Etymology. Apple of gold. Yep. Very mythological. Tacchino.
Il tacchino. Il cuoco pranza.
Cuoco pranza. The cook, that's the noun. And this must mean eat lunch?
Pranza.
Has lunch. He lunches. Cucchiaio.
Il cucchiaio.
Noi ceniamo al ristorante.
We dine. Dine also originally meant have dinner. And this one, cena, the noun. Ceniamo. We have dinner. And another nice fusion. Al is a il. At the. Ristorante. We have dinner at the restaurant.
Ceniamo al ristorante?
Ceniamo. Sounds like a question. Al ristorante. The men have lunch at the restaurant. Gli uomini. Yeah, that's the form if the noun starts with anything but a single consonant sound. Uomini, special inflection there. Have lunch. Pranzano, I think. I was gonna guess. Al ristorante. The man eats dinner. L'uomo. Cena. Dinners. He dines. We also have breakfast as a verb. And I think I've encountered lunch as a verb. Let's see if this dictionary recognizes that. So where does the word lunch even come from? Presumably short for luncheon. And where's that from? So, yep, to lunch. Not an everyday verb, but it exists. Related to lunch, unclear which came first. Luncheon. Delightful. Lunch is possibly a derivative of lump as hunch from hump, or represents an alteration of nuncheon nonecence, light midday meal, which is perhaps from Spanish lonja, slice, loin. Wow. So, not everything is known in the history of words. A lot of guesses, a lot of uncertainty. Okay, looks like the last little stretch here for this circle. Il vino.
Il vino. Il cameriere.
Forget what it is in Spanish for waiter.
Il fungo.
Mushroom.
La verdura.
Verdura.
Mangia la verdura.
Mangia. He or she I'm going to choose one arbitrarily. The vegetables. So verdura in Italian singular, English plural.
Il fungo.
Il cameriere.
Il cameriere. Il cameriere ha il vino.
The waiter. Il cameriere ha il vino. The waiter has the wine. The boy is vegetarian. Il ragazzo è vegetariano. Vegetariano. I think in a case like this we don't need an article. Let's see. The cook cooks the mushrooms. Il cuoco cucina. Cucina. So, il fungo singular, it's going to be I funghi with an H to present it from being a G. The rankings creeping on up there. I think I want to start a new one yet. Let's go back to finish. To the finish line. Basics.
Tämä on Elsa.
He, she.
Tämä.
This. This. And there's the verb is on. As. Joni on hyvä mies. Hyvä. A good man. Joni is a good.
Suomi on todella kaunis.
Suomi on todella kaunis. Finland is very beautiful. Very, really. Todella.
Kaunis maa.
Is maa is a nice word. Country. Beautiful country. Pardon me just a second. Nature calls. Likes. Liker works just like our word like. Works like it, looks like it. Likes the cats is the meaning.
Fuglene spiser mat.
The birds, plural definite. Spiser mat, eat food.
Hvem har endene?
Endene, the ducks.
Endene.
Who has? So vem looks like an object form, but it is just the general word who, nominative, has the ducks.
Fuglene drikker vann.
Fuglene, drikker.
Fuglene drikker vann.
I think it's just like that, just water, not definite.
Hestene er her.
Her, the horses, plural definite, are here. The ducks like her. Liker henne. Number one.
Hvor er guttene?
Guttene, hvor, where, I'm guessing.
Hvor?
Interesting that there, hvor, different vowels. Okay, where are the boys? Plural definite. So mycket. Thank you for sticking around. Let's carry on with finish.
Maa. Maa. Kaunis maa.
Kaunis maa, beautiful country. Bring it on. Aino is a good woman. Aino on. Hyvä. Nainen. Finland is really beautiful. Suomi on. Todella kaunis. Let's do some more. Sauna.
Poika.
Poika is boy.
Soitin.
Soitin, flute.
Sauna.
Or is it just instrument? Sauna. Sauna is a sauna. Musical instrument.
Soitin. Olet suomalainen.
Olet suomalainen. Olet is you are. No pronoun here. And lainen, the suffix, I think means something like coming from. So you are Finnish. You are of Finland.
Tämä on hyvä kantele.
Hyvä kantele. What's that?
Kantele.
Oh yeah, it's the name of an instrument. Teme, this is a good kantele. You don't translate. Borrow the same word. Let's forgotten what that looks like. A kantele. String instrument, is it? Boom. Oh, we can look it up on Wikipedia too. More likely to have a picture. Yeah. Like a zither. Canteles. Very nice. Let's make it R. There we go. Only so big I can make it here. There's a kantele.
Kantele on suomalainen soitin.
Kantele on suomalainen soitin. The kantele is a Finnish instrument. Herra Pöllönen, teme on hilla. Herra is taken from German, I guess. Mr. Pöllönen. And that nen, as in suomalainen, I think, same or related suffixes. It's common in last names. Like Harkkonen. Teme on hilla. This is hilla. Yeah. Alright. Excellent. Well, it's still giving me. Not too worried about the umlauts there. This is a Finnish sauna. Teme on suomalainen sauna. This is a sauna, Mr. Pöllönen. Teme on sauna, herra Pöllönen. Oh, thanks for joining. Hopefully a few more minutes at least. I'm trying to do 90 minutes these days. And if you have any requests, please reach out to me. Send me a message. Whatever you're most interested in, I'm doing nearly all the languages on Duolingo right now, and I'm happy to start a new one. I've even done English upon request. I don't know why someone felt I needed to prove that I could do English. Poika.
Tyttö. Poika. Tyttö. Aino on tyttö.
Aino on tyttö. Aino is a girl.
Olet hyvä ihminen.
Olet hyvä ihminen. Olet, you are. Hyvä means good. Ihminen.
Ihminen.
Person. I wonder what if this has a structure to it, if it's more than one piece, meaningful piece in ihminen. So let's look for it here. Ihminen. Looks like a suffix. Inhimillinen. Proto-Finnic inhiminen of unknown origin. Ihminen. It's a nice word though.
Rehellinen.
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 Okay, we're seeing a lot of adjectives with this nen or linen or whatever the suffix is. Still pretty new to Finnish, so I haven't got the whole story.
Hän on sisukas nainen.
Sisukas, honest?
Nainen, sisukas.
Sisu. That's a virtue of some kind. Sisu. Finnish means perseverance, doggedness, maybe stick-to-itiveness. Strength of will in the face of adversity. Hen. Okay, so this pronoun means either he or she, no distinction. She is, the nainen is woman, so I'm going to use the feminine for English. She is a woman with sisu is how one says to say it. You are a good person. Sinä olet hyvä ihminen. Oh, okay. Human is a nice prompt for the word human because look, it's got those same consonant letters, just different vowels. Ihminen. You are a nice boy. Sinä olet mukava poika. Olet mukava poika. Could also leave out. And let's finish out the circle here.
Hyvä Aino.
Good Aino.
Anna on ujo.
Anna on ujo. Anna is
Ujo.
ujo shy. Ujo. Ujo.
Hän on todella ujo.
Hän on todella ujo. He or she is really shy.
Olet hyvä ystävä.
Ystävä. You are a good. Olet hyvä ystävä. Good ystävä. Don't recall.
Ystävä.
Friend. Ystävä. Ystävä. Gonna picture the word friendly in my mind, which
Ystävä.
in Y, which begins ystävä. Ystävä. And note these are all front vowels. So letters A umlaut E, O umlaut Ö, and Y, U, are those special vowels with English lacs that are front rounded. Rounded means the lips, and front means the tongue is tending forward.
Hilla on hiljainen tyttö.
Hilla on hiljainen tyttö. Hilla's a name, I think, is something girl.
Hiljainen.
Hiljainen is a quiet girl. Hiljainen. Hiljainen. So that, again, a nen suffix on an adjective. Hiljainen, quiet. So H is a quiet letter. Maybe that'll be a good mnemonic. Hilja. You can say in a good expression, let's go, boss, and then I'll drop a dono. Not sure I understand the meaning in a good expression. But thank you for the offer. I'm not sure how to comply. I will say, let's go, boss. Voix 21.
Tyttö.
That's the word for girl. Tyttö.
Tyttö.
You are a really good friend. Sinne. Olet, you are. Todella. Hyvä. And then friend, think of friendly, ystävä, which ends in Y. And Y begins ystävä. So, of course, one of the most challenging parts of learning a language is remembering all the dang vocab. Anything you can do to make a word stick in your brain, use it. Any little story you can make up. Sometimes increasing the amount of information, at least I find so, makes it easier to remember. I am a quiet boy. Quiet was hiljainen, I think. Minä olen. We just try that. Hiljainen poika. Hiljainen poika. Yes. Feels good to get it right. I have an urge to check my phone because I'm expecting someone. Maybe they're just running late. That's fine. Let me turn to my colleague. Hästne. Dricker. Van. Oh, double N. Van. As it sounds. Hvor fuglene? Fuglene. Okay, let me let out my associate and reply quickly. Need to make our Lango homepage the bookmark here. This must be riveting. Could we do English too with a word like button? There's no O sound.
Gutter.
Gutter. Thank you, friend. Thank you, please. All right, let's return to Italian. Big one for today. Possession. It's an interesting topic.
I cani sono miei.
I cani sono miei. I cani, the dogs are mine. Miei, it's really an adjective. They are belonging to me.
Lei è la mia ragazza.
Lei è la mia ragazza. She is my girl.
Sono i miei pesci.
Sono i miei pesci. So in English we just say my fish, but in Italian we include the definite article, the my fish. They are my fishes.
Non mangiate le mie caramelle.
Non mangiate le mie caramelle. I think this is an imperative. It's telling me not to. Don't eat my sweets.
Sono le mie mele.
Sono le mie mele. They are my apples.
Io mangio il mio panino.
Io mangio il mio panino. I'm eating my sandwich.
La zuppa non è la mia.
La zuppa non è la mia. The soup is not mine. The rice is mine. Il riso è accented. Il mio, the mine. È mio, we could also say. Okay. It is my cat. I'm gonna drop the word is. È il mio gatto, double T or single gatto? Molto bene. This up here. Check that ranking again. Ooh, yeah, getting closer. Good.
Io mangio i tuoi.
Io mangio i tuoi. I'm eating yours.
Lui ha il tuo piatto.
Lui ha il tuo piatto. He has your plate. And note that, so these words are related, plate and piatto. Italian turned a cluster like pl when a vowel follows into, well, it can only be followed by a vowel, into a pia, like piano.
Il tuo ristorante ha una griglia.
Your restaurant has a grill. Il tuo ristorante ha una griglia.
La tua cucina ha una ciotola.
Ciotola. Spoon? What was that?
Ciotola.
Bowl. La tua cucina ha una ciotola. Your kitchen has a bowl.
La tazza è la tua?
La tazza è la tua. It's the same word order as the statement, but it's the question. Is the cup yours?
La tua cucina ha una ciotola.
La tua cucina, your kitchen, ha una ciotola. Has a bowl again.
È il tuo?
Il tuo, is it yours, not ours? So no subject pronoun in Italian. We just started off with a verb. But we gotta say it in English to make it sound good. They are not your fish. Non sono i tui pesci, I'm gonna guess. Tuoi, I tuoi. Wonder which syllable is accented there. They are not yours. Non sono i tuoi. Le tue, if it were a feminine noun. Tuoi. Is there even a donate button? Don't know where the donations will go, to be honest. It hasn't come up yet. See, let's continue.
La cucina è la sua.
Cucina è la sua. The kitchen. And I think sua will mean either his or hers. Let's say hers. Or his.
Le caramelle sono le sue.
Le caramelle sono le sue. The candies are his.
Noi mangiamo il suo riso.
Noi mangiamo il suo riso. We are eating his or her rice.
Le tue mucche bevono l'acqua.
Le tue mucche bevono l'acqua. Your cows drink water.
Il mio serpente mangia le tue torte.
Il mio serpente mangia le tue torte.
Il mio serpente mangia le tue torte.
My snake is eating your torte, cakes.
Io ho le sue bottiglie.
Io ho le sue bottiglie. I have his or her bottles.
La sua pasta è nel piatto.
La sua pasta, his her pasta, è nel piatto. It's on the plate. The food is hers, not mine. Il cibo è il suo, non il mio. Is, but the English word is. È il suo, non il mio. The rest was good though. Her steak, la sua bistecca, is on my plate. What's that going to be? It's going to be there for sure. On, nel. Oh yeah, it's going to be in my plate. Nel mio piatto. Plate is masculine, right? Piatto. Not quite. La sua bistecca è nel mio piatto. The food is hers, not mine. Il cibo. So chi is interesting. In a sense, it's two sounds, t, sh, but Italian treats it as a single one, so it's going to be il and not lo. Il cibo is hers. So cibo masculine, il suo, non il mio. Still no idea what that's trying to mean. Che vuole dire?
L'ape è la nostra.
L'ape è la nostra. The bee is ours.
Il pranzo è il nostro.
Pranzo è il nostro. Pranzo again was lunch.
Pranzo.
The lunch is ours.
L'ape è la nostra.
Wrong hours, silly me.
L'ape è la nostra.
L'ape fused there. E la nostra. The bee is ours again. Nostra.
Il nostro gatto non mangia zucchero.
Il nostro gatto non mangia zucchero. Our cat does not eat sugar.
Le mele nel piatto sono le nostre.
Mele nel piatto sono le nostre. The apples on the plate are ours.
I libri sono nostri.
And let's just point out agreement. So in Italian and many languages that have gender, grammatical gender, a noun is inherently one or the other, and the other words that sort of go with it or modify it will agree with it.
I.
Is a masculine one. Nostri also is marked masculine, plural. The books are mine. I libri sono nostri. Ours, rather, not mine.
I piatti sono i nostri.
I piatti sono i nostri. His cat eats the mouse. Il suo gatto. Cats. Oh, okay. Almost didn't notice it. I suoi gatti mangiano il topo. I have our cow. O means I have. La nostra mucca. Nostra mucca. All right, we're going to get a full session today. I was afraid we were going to be cut short.
Io non ho le vostre bottiglie.
Io non ho le vostre bottiglie. I don't have your bottles. And that's plural you. Have your...
Lei mangia la propria caramella.
Lei mangia la propria caramella. Does that mean her own?
Propria.
Okay, so there's no possessive pronoun here in this phrase.
Propria. Mangia.
The proper sweets. She eats Lei mangia la propria caramella. Eats, but we supply the word her own candies. Piece of candy. Oh, it's singular. Piece of candy.
Lui legge i nostri libri.
Lui legge i nostri libri. He reads our books.
Noi mangiamo le nostre torte.
Noi mangiamo le nostre torte. We eat our cakes.
La ragazza ha il proprio piatto.
La ragazza ha il proprio piatto. The girl has her own plate.
Il vostro coltello non taglia.
Il vostro coltello non taglia. Your knife does not cut.
La ragazza mangia i propri panini.
La ragazza mangia i propri panini. The girl eats her own sandwiches.
Il loro cane mangia il riso.
Il loro cane mangia il riso. Their dog. And the possessive form looks just like the word they. Loro. Their dog eats the rice.
Io ho i vostri panini.
Io ho i vostri panini. I have your sandwiches.
Lei mangia la propria caramella.
Lei mangia la propria caramella, singular. She eats her own piece of candy. Voila. Okay, let's do a bit of question. Before we call it a day, I'm getting a little hungry here. Oh, you know what? Let's do this checkpoint, though, before we move on. Those are always fun. The garlic is on the plate. E nel piatto, singular.
Io mangio il pranzo.
Mangio il pranzo. I eat the lunch. The cook has the bottles. Il cuoco ha le bottiglie.
La donna beve.
La donna beve. The woman drinks. Io taglio, che non mi vede. L'ape.
Il gusto non è dolce.
Ah, the taste is not sweet. Il gusto non è dolce. Il article, vino is the noun. Drink the juice, bevo il succo. We eat the meat, mangiamo la carne. Molto bene. Okay, let's do a bit of French before we wrap up. Francese. Travel is next. Le restaurant.
Le restaurant.
La fille.
La fille can mean either girl or daughter.
Le garçon.
Le garçon. Only boy, not son. Garçon, mexicain, it can only be masculine. It means the Mexican boy.
Je vais à la gare.
I'm going to the train station.
Le.
Singular masculine article. Spanish restaurant. Le restaurant. Note the word order. Noun first, most of the time. Adjective will follow. Español. Because the restaurant is masculine, we won't put a final E on the adjective. But they'll sound the same. La gare station. Voila. L'hôtel.
L'hôtel.
The airport. L'aéroport.
L'aéroport. Un hôtel.
Un hôtel. A hotel. L'avion.
L'avion.
L'aéroport.
L'aéroport. The airport.
Tu vas à Paris.
Tu vas à Paris. You go to Paris. The orange. L'orange. You are going to the train station. Tu vas. Final S. A is accented. La gare. Maybe. Le train.
Le train.
La voiture.
La voiture.
Je prends l'avion.
Je prends l'avion. I take the plane.
Marie va à Paris.
Marie va à Paris. Rhymes nicely. Marie goes to Paris.
Je vais à Paris en voiture.
Je vais à Paris en voiture. I'm going to Paris by car.
Un.
Is this one.
Un.
Marie is going to the airport by car. Va à l'aéroport. Ah, it's got to be accented. La E is this accent. Aéroport en voiture. Bar was missing a vowel. Voiture. I'm taking the plane. Je prends l'avion. Couple more. Ooh, we're moving on up there. Competition's getting hot. Le taxi.
Le taxi.
Où est le restaurant?
Où est le restaurant? Where is the restaurant?
La valise.
La valise. The suitcase.
S'il vous plaît.
Tu prends le train?
Tu prends le train? Are you taking the train? Tu prends la voiture? Oh, complete the chat. Don't mind if I do. Tu prends
Prends.
la voiture? Oui. Ah, non. Tu prends... That'd be weird. I'm taking a taxi. Makes more sense. It is a taxi. C'est un taxi. Suitcase, une valise. So, Voix 21, thank you for the offer, but I didn't quite understand what you were asking for. And I'm about to wrap it up, but please join us again, and if you have any preferences for what languages I do, let me know about that. All right, this will be the last little leg for today. Le passeport.
Le passeport.
J'ai une voiture.
J'ai une voiture. I have a...
Tu as un avion?
Tu as un avion? Do you have a plane?
Le billet d'avion.
Billet d'avion. Plane ticket.
Il a une valise.
Il a une valise. He has a suitcase.
Billet.
Yeah, ticket.
Billet.
I have an American passport, so word order is noun first, and then the adjective. J'ai. I have un passeport américain. Et accent américain. Paul has a suitcase. Paul a une valise. Et voilà, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. Merci pour me regarder. À la prochaine. So, see you next time, and check us out on Twitter and our website too. Let me just quickly show you languageinstitute.com. Oh, I can just click the home button. And I think I will from now on put this at the top of each stream. So where does the top banner go when it's like that? Let me just zoom out. Here you go. Under things, we've got a blog with lots of nice language learning stuff, and a podcast about languages, language learning, linguistics. And we're working on our third book right now. We've got 2 out that are for people learning Korean. So, bonne journée. See you all next time.